Hi there, my name's Calum. I'm one of the pastors at Calum in Paisley. I've lived in Paisley my entire life, and over those years I've met some incredible people doing some amazing things in our community. I'm really keen that we don't go back the way as a town and as a community, but actually we keep moving forward. And so I wanted to touch base with some of these key community leaders over the course of a couple of weeks, just to find out how Paisley's getting on during lockdown. And then I thought, why not just make that accessible for everyone to be able to listen in to those conversations. Today I'm having a discussion with Brian McGuire. Brian runs Paisley on the web, the town's biggest community-run website, and also the main social media accounts for the town with 15,000 members on there. Check out my conversation with Brian, find out a little bit about him. Check this out. Well, Brian, thanks very much for giving us your time today. Really, the purpose of these conversations are just to kind of connect with some other community leaders who are doing some great things. I've lived in Paisley my entire life, and I've just had the chance to just meet and partner with a whole bunch of people. And I know our church has really been supported by the website and various events that we've done over the years. And so it's just great to get time with you.
Thank you, Calum.
Coffee would be better, but we're both in a house in lockdown. But yeah, so Brian, you run pretty much the biggest community website in the town, and you're really involved with social media and driving community on there, which is fantastic. If anyone's not checked that out, then get on there and have a look, because there's even just seeing some of the photos of Paisley, it's been brilliant over the years. But maybe you just want to tell us a wee bit about yourself, your background, what you've done, how long you've been at Paisley.
I'll start from the beginning, but I'll not start from the very beginning. So I've been doing this for 24 years.
Wow.
I am ex-army, and I came out, and Paisley was in a real downturn. It was just the mid-90s.
Yep.
So there was no internet connection or anything like that at that time. But
the young people will not believe you. Listen.
No, I know.
Pre-internet.
I used to install 14K modems now, and you were connecting to an American provider who charged you an absolute fortune. But how I came about it was I was in Dallas, a training course, South Americans. I had been in South America before, and we were the rich guys, white rich guys, poor South Americans.
Yep.
That's a misconception, They were the loveliest people ever. And at the end of that course, I said, look, I would like to keep in touch with you. Can we swap addresses? Like a pen pal type thing.
Yeah. And
they said to me, can we swap email addresses? This is about 97, I think.
Uh-huh.
And I was like, what's an email address?
Mind blowing, yeah.
I really did. So they were going, and act such and such. And I came back, and I kept seeing this yahoo.com, and I'm going, okay. So I went to a wee adult learners course. Now, for anybody that's not been in an adult learners course, to just even start learning things new to them, don't have any misconceptions, because I loved it. And I thought, right, I'm a driver of trade. I've been doing this for so long, and I learned how to do it. I went in and he says, do you want to do Word or Excel documents? And I says, I want an email address. And I went, I don't know how to do that. I says, I had this bit of paper. I says, yahoo.com. And they were like, right, okay, we'll go on there. I managed to get my email address. It was quite a bit of a strange thing doing it.
Yeah. Everyone remembers when they sent their first email. It's like one of those major moments.
What do you call yourself? Do you call yourself Brian McGuire? And I was trying to think I'll shorten it somehow. And it was a nickname which kind of stood for a wee bit of time. I think my first business was called after it as well. So it changed my whole life, as in from a driver to IT in a very slow but precise way.
Yeah.
So I was still bus driving when I went to university and stuff. And I started, so after your email address, to go, what do you want to do now? Do you want to do Excel documents or Word documents?
Yeah.
And I went, I want to create a website like that.
Fantastic.
And they went, we only have these sheets that you can start, and it's HTML. I'm like, no problem at all. I used to do my old ZX81
Wow.
and, and program on that.
Those are impressive.
Aye, so that's what runs my computers right now. So I was used to programming, got into it very quickly, but then at the time it was all stupid wee gifs of Homer Simpson or things like that. And I wanted to kind of get something that I could keep and use and build up and stuff. And so nobody's going to read about Brian McGuire. What about actually? So it was a conversation with a bookstore owner in Moss Street who was he was in real dire straits and closing, and he had a really frank conversation with me saying, "This town is full of dogs, and we're going to have to close soon." So I actually went onto the website, and when at the time people that moved away and expats look back in the town, rose-tinted glasses. Yeah. So you take a picture of the town hall. Remember, digital cameras weren't really available until about 2000, 2001. In a nice, friendly, commercial way that you could buy one. So it was always film cameras and stuff like that. I don't know where I put all that stuff. For an archive, my archive starts in 2001. But I was like, I need to tell this guy's story. So when I started putting it online, it was called Our Paisley.
Oh yeah, fantastic. Amazing, yeah, cool.
Just as you would say it, right?
Yeah.
I was typing as you would speak.
Yeah, okay.
In Scots tongue as such, right? And somebody wrote to me and said, "Is this the way you are presenting the town? It's a disgrace and all the rest of it." And I wrote to that person, I says, "How else can I do it?" And she says, "Proper English grammar."
Yeah.
She goes, "Show the town properly." I says, "Would you like to be part of the website?"
Fantastic, yeah.
And help me. So rather than take it as an insult, I took it and thought, this can help. So she came on. To her credit, she helped. At that same point, I also got another volunteer who came on and was a people person. So
amazing.
Those three people between us managed to change Our Paisley to Paisley.org.
Amazing.
And I had Paisley.org until the company that had it up in Narcon Street went bust. And then I had to buy .org.uk. Unfortunately, I've never managed to get it back, but I'm not bothered, to be honest. From that point onwards, things started to change. It started to become more professional. Look was a very basic look at the time. And I had to try and copy things, but then I started to learn how to do a wee bit more coding with PHP and stuff like that. Anyway, that's all gobbledygook.
Good. So you've got this thing started. It's kind of bubbling away in the background. Paisley at the time was probably in a very different place, though, eh?
Very different. So Smash Operate, for instance, I would be up. I'm just saying Smash Up because at that time, events in Paisley
were non-existent.
Gala Day, which was very poorly attended, and Smash Up, for all I can really remember. Your fireworks were done at Seat Hill.
That's right. That's right.
All these things. So there was nothing town centre managed or nothing like that. And everybody used to complain to the council. It's not the council's. This isn't the council's problem to solve what is essentially our problem.
It's a community problem, isn't it? That's exactly right.
We need to take it on ourselves. We need to work together to actually get this done. So from that, I started taking on volunteers, and I would ask them, what do you do and stuff like that. And generally, the answer came back would be, I'm unemployed, because you're asking for a volunteer in the late 90s, early 2000s. Volunteering wasn't a big issue, I'm trying to remember the organisation in Fergus at the time that used to help me before Engage Renfrewshire, Paisley Partnership.
Okay.
They were a great help for me.
Yeah.
They gave me advice and constitution and all the rest of it to get started. But so I would take somebody on who was unemployed, give them, without them knowing it, say, what do you like? And obviously we'd have to fit in with the website. Now, but there's a lot there. There's writing, there's history, there's the daughter's going by there.
What I love is the drone footage that's been put together on there.
I don't know who done that.
but I mean, the town looks amazing. You know,
the town is amazing. That's the thing.
Yeah.
And I had never been in Paisley Abbey before I joined the army. When I came back and seen Paisley as it was, and the way people were talking about it, I used to go to a night out and feel safe.
Yeah.
Paisley itself to me was the place to go, and you could still get a butcher meat, you know, all this kind of stuff. And I'm thinking, what are people on about? It's because of the pedestrianisation. Braehead opened, and people were just starting to panic. Right?
Absolutely.
If they actually started to think about it and pull together, but there was nothing to pull together. I mean,
yeah. I mean, I remember back around then, you would go into the town centre, and it really was pretty vacant. I mean, there was really no events.
Uninspiring.
Very few restaurants, very few coffee shops. A very, very different town to what we have now.
Completely. I mean, even like the steps just at the cenotaph.
Yep.
You can sit and meet, and it's actually back to Paisley Cross, you know?
Yeah, absolutely.
Paisley Cross there, where you know, Buttons was always called, you know, a different thing when you when you would meet for a date and you wouldn't get that date arriving, you know. And you would get a guy with the papers, and he was a very known, well gentleman in town. He was when you went to town, you always seen him selling the papers and whatever he said at the time and stuff like that. As I done the buses, I knew all the routes, and so pedestrianisation was like, whoa! It takes me ages to get to one side of town to the other, but actually, that's a problem. But problems need to be solved, or you need to overcome those problems, and somehow.
And I think I mean, I don't know about you, but there's just that attitude a lot of the time of people just saying, "Oh, I want to get out of Paisley," but it's that a sense of actually if people are willing to stay and just say, "What can I contribute? How can we change things? How can we make a kind of positive difference to the town community?" And I think that is what's beginning to happen. There's like a whole bunch of people, great people in the town who are actually asking those questions. And then not just asking them, but actually then committing to do something about it. And I think the website's really highlighted a lot of that work that's been going on, which is great.
Well, people complained way back so when Paisley was dying, as they said.
Yep.
They complained about Braehead, and Silverburn wasn't a thought then. But actually, it was the internet that started to change things. People started to buy online for eBay or whatever else, or other places are available. But it was a big problem because international shops, America took it on really quick. Now you see, obviously, most of what your stuff is bought from overseas. Our manufacturing was down. There was just things that happened in the 80s that came back in the 90s and the early 2000s. But the website itself, so it went from, I remember the stats going from like maybe a couple of views and it was me to a couple of hundred, which
I can refresh.
And I could see people from New Zealand, Australia, America, and then, you know, a couple of months later it was 1,000, you know, a week. I'm saying at the time, or maybe a month or whatever it was, but you could start to see them from all over the places. So I created a wee forum that people could just share stories. From those stories, I started to go, this is what people are looking for.
Yep.
Right? So they're looking for pictures of Paisley. Right, let's get somebody who has no skills in taking pictures, but they want to take pictures. and let's take them out there. So I would go out and I done a wee university course over summers and stuff like that, which helped advance my photography skills.
Yeah.
No, I'm not perfect, but I take an okay picture. But any picture these days you put up is a decent picture.
I mean, that's one of the things I love about the Facebook page is so often you just see different people in the town just posting wherever they are, some just great spots in Paisley. There was one last week, somebody posted of the RAH pond at the back.
Yep.
We actually live really near there. And it's like a hidden great wee spot, you know. It's so many wee spots in Paisley that I've found just from being on that Facebook group.
Yeah, John as a daily contributor, and he's right into the swans and the ducks and everything that's on that pond. He works in their age, so sometimes we have to restrict some of that because it's like if I put too much up, I don't want it to be about me. It's not about me. This is about a community coming together to share, to project the town in a way that people really haven't seen. They start to, and what it is over the years, it started the positive Paisley campaign. So the website just itself has just expanded. There's more content on there. Now it's obviously up to date and it's refreshed constantly with news and events. And unfortunately, no events at the moment, and so everything's went a bit quiet. So we support local entertainment places, local businesses, and all the rest of it. But the whole thing about doing that is how do you do it in a way which is not a commercial sort of way. Now, obviously, the website costs money to keep online, so I try and there is ways that I have to keep it online because to afford to keep it. It's a massive site. It's absolutely huge, and I've kept it archived from day one. So it's got a huge resource if you just search for whatever. So it's invaluable. It really is for Paisley's history and Paisley's future. That's the thing.
And it's something that's basically marking actually Paisley's history, and it's a kind of a permanent record of that, which I think is really helpful. And it's good. What would you say, Brian, are some of the positive things that you've seen? Just you've obviously been tracking that for quite a while. But say in the last 5 years or so, what are some of the positive developments in the town that you're kind of excited about?
So the Positive Paisley campaign was just to inspire people to think differently about Paisley. Now, there was a Paisley Is a good few years back, not the Paisley Is we know now. And that was the start of the fireworks getting brought to town, the Christmas lights getting switched on, these kind of things. So that was the kind of start of all that, and masses flocking to town, but they weren't spending their pennies in Paisley still. So it was trying to get across that message. Shopkeepers, whatever, trying your best to keep open, or whatever else. They're benefiting now. I hope. I really can't tell because I'm not a shopkeeper or anything like that, but you can tell there's more shops opening in town.
Yeah, I mean, there's just a different vibe about the town now. I mean, the amount of restaurants that are opening up. Food 46, that just opened up. I mean, they've kept going through lockdown, doing really well. Great job. There's just some great stuff happening. And when you walk now, there's a buzz. Whereas 10 years ago, it really wasn't. It really was a different town. And
the only place you'd go for a coffee used to be maybe. I'm trying to remember the name of it.
There was Cardozi's coffee shop, wasn't there, up at the Aroma Room?
Cardozi's has always been great, and it always had a great name in the town. So I love the whole family thing about the Cardozi's. But it was on Gilmer Street. I'm trying to remember the name of it.
It's gone.
Yeah, Caprice.
Yes, that's right.
I was helping the wife there. But there was the only place in the centre of town you could go that kind of stayed open. I think it's closed now, unfortunately, but there's so many coffee shops. It's a nice culture. You can go for a meeting in Paisley now. So you're bringing rather than taking people out of town to go for a coffee, you're bringing them into town.
Absolutely.
Seeing what's happening. It starts to then create a vibe, a coffee culture, which people say that'll never catch on in Paisley.
And it has. It really has. I mean, you look at like Blend and Saporitos and Bianco y Nero, and it's just tons of them that have.
Tons of them, yeah.
And I think the quality.
Cafe Faithful up the high street as well, you know. It's,
yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, we could actually probably just have a whole show on all the coffee shops. I know. We'll need to tour them at some point.
But do you see the difference there? We both laughed and we're joyous about the culture that's happening in Paisley now compared to what it was used to be like. And also as well, the events have started to be managed properly.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right?
Absolutely.
And so people like Loud and Proud and Pace and the Weavers and it's Maggie McCulloch who runs them from down in Ferguson. They've been part of Smash Shop for generations.
Yep.
What that woman's done is amazing. And she's a wee unsung hero. Yeah. I don't know if you've ever heard her.
I just love hearing the stories of people who've stuck it out in the town over years and quietly just done some amazing things, you know.
So like used to be Maggie McCulloch and the Smash Shot, Tony Lord banging his drum, sweating or getting drowned, whatever the weather was like, and myself taking pictures, you know, and it was a nice wee thing, but it was once a year and it was like, oh, right, what else can happen? Yeah. So, but now we're seeing pictures. People are walking into town and they're looking at. So the very first time I went in the Abbey, I went, "Wow!"
Yeah, it's like a treasure. It's like a hidden treasure right in the very centre of the town, isn't it? Yeah.
And then I went into the Methodist Central Halls.
Yeah.
Wow!
Yeah, hidden, and it's totally hidden above Burton's, isn't it? They're just hiding there.
It's like this is. How is this not being shown more? You know, so it's getting in. So Doors Open Day again was another fantastic thing that started to happen. I don't know if it was ever happening for years, but it was never advertised properly. And obviously, through the website, I'm getting, I can prove this, I'm getting about 40,000 a day.
Amazing, amazing.
The day before lockdown, 1 million and an odd.
Wow.
On one day, you know.
And do you reckon that's people coming to try and see what's happening with the events? And
because I put up, I will only promote facts.
Yeah.
It's not what people are hearsaying or anything like that. So I work with the council, and this is another thing that's happened. So people are starting to work in partnership.
Yeah.
Right. So I remember the 2021 culture bid. The person got up and said, people must work together and all the rest. And it was kind of like, I don't know, there was something missing from it.
Yeah.
People were already working together, but what happened was they didn't work together with the people who were working together.
Yeah.
You know, so you had everybody from Create, the YMCA. I mean, Darren Gillen has done amazing with the kids here.
Yeah, there's so much.
Code Ojo and stuff like that. Love it. I'm going to slag Darren here. I started he was one of my very first clients.
Okay.
More or less one of them when he was doing his singing career.
There you go.
And he's a good chanter, by the way. You know,
well, I'm talking to Tommy McGrory later, so we can maybe get him linked up.
Try and get Darren to sing it. That's it. We need to pressure him now.
Yeah.
But Tommy, I mean, again, Tommy stuck it out.
Yeah, absolutely.
Tommy me and Tommy have been good friends now. I don't know how many years. We also have Gary Kerr, who's part of the Paisley Trust, and Andy Campbell, who have been behind the scenes as well. There's lots of people behind the scenes. I'm behind the scenes. I don't want to be up there in front, you know.
Yeah, and I think, I think with so much happening now. I mean, we were running the Tag Street Party for about 6 years, which was a big event in town. Well, the thing I noticed when we started that, there was not much happening in the town centre at the time, and especially the first maybe 2 or 3 years.
So people didn't know how to go to an event. Like, what did we do?
Yeah, exactly. And then, but in the last couple of years, there's been so much going on that we just felt we didn't even need to provide that service anymore, which I think is fantastic. You know, it says so much about where the town's at.
Yeah, it certainly does. But this is the big but now, right? We're in a time that nobody in our lifetime has ever experienced. How are things going to come back to... Now, I don't like saying normal, because what was normal before about poverty and all the rest of it and people living in the streets, that's not normal. Like, now, remember, I also see I'm not saying that's happening in Paisley, but when you go to Glasgow, you see it more. And people always say Glasgow's brilliant, which it is.
Yeah. Not as good as Paisley, you know.
Not as good as Paisley, because Paisley's the centre of the universe. But it's Paisley has got its own unique personality. You know, you go into any venue or anything like that, you're always going to bump into your old school friend. You're always going to bump into, and so you could technically go out yourself and have a great night.
That's true. That really is true, isn't it?
And even walking up the high street on a Saturday or whatever else, you're going to bump into people you've not seen for years, and you have a wee conversation with them. That conversation could make their day or your day, you know. And that for mentality of people coming to town, that keeps them coming back.
So what are some of the challenges you're seeing for, obviously post-lockdown? It feels like we're in a goldfish bowl.
It is.
Part of a story. We can't quite place ourselves in it just now. But I guess part of the reason I'm doing these is because I'm really desperate we don't go back 10 years as a town. I really hope that there's still that positive Paisley, that we're still getting behind startup businesses and all that kind of stuff in the town. But what kind of challenges do you reckon might be?
I've been speaking to Provost Calum, who is a big champion of everything that's happening in the town. Now that's no politics. That's just she is a champion of the town. That's
Absolutely.
And it was the same as Anne Hall before. But Lorraine's a different provost. They're all different provosts. They've all got different personalities. But Lorraine, have you seen any event? Lorraine would stick it out. Years ago, a provost would come or a politician would come, get the photo taken and go. But no, they stay now. They become part of the festivities and stuff like that. The Paisley Food and Drink Festival, for instance.
I know, it's great.
It used to just be the Paisley Beer Festival, which excluded quite a lot.
Yeah, I mean, it's good though. The beer festival's good, and
it's always been good.
And the food festival's great as well. I mean, it's just like this
fantastic.
Yeah.
I mean, even the light shows when it comes to. So we have a great winter events calendar now. I think hopefully the council can still pick up the events. And they will still go ahead. Obviously, they've been cancelled right up until. The fireworks haven't been, is the only one that's undecided. But everything up until then, gone. Right? So this year, we're just going to have to skip it for some reason.
It's a write-off, isn't it?
Aye, we're going to have, this is a rebuilding year. This is how we test Paisley spirit. This is how we go back to, bricks and mortar and the people who are in that bricks and mortar. Who's owning that shop? Who's determined to stick out a year without making money, which sounds terrible, sounds strange, but could they reap the benefits? Of course they could, because Paisley was on the up.
yeah, exactly. And I think there's a chance we can still keep it going up. I think if people are looking to just support some of the smaller businesses, local businesses, as much as we possibly can over the next few months and into the next year, really, I think there's still a real chance for that. I still think Paisley's an attractive place to be starting business.
I mean, look at the Paisley, for instance. I'm working with a young guy just now who's fantastic. Because he's got time off university just now, he's doing a Paisley buildings at risk.
Wow.
Okay, but he's researching the history of all these buildings, and it's showing you what happened to these buildings, and maybe they've been demolished.
Yeah.
But look at the Anchor Mill, for instance. If Ferguson Mill was, remember this has happened in Paisley, where this came at a time where things are getting demolished and people have been, Paisley's not the same anymore. No, we've been there, but we haven't been to a place where we can't go out and do something about it. But we have been there, so we should learn the lessons of the past.
Absolutely. Just choosing not to go back, isn't it? Just really expecting there to be a hope for the future for the town and kind of
look at the Courts Memorial, for instance. It was gone. I mean, it could have went to wreck and ruin. The TA Hall, for instance, which is kind of close to my heart, when it was on fire, and I knew it had just been sold
I know.
for development, and it went on fire. It broke my heart. But actually, from the flames, or whatever the sentence is, it will flourish. And already I've seen the plans, and I think, right, so 2 historic buildings right next to each other have a future.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Then the museum, then the library is all going to be a cultural centre. So the West End, that West End part there, as well as down the Miles Camping Centre, which is now a music venue. Will it continue? That's the big question.
Yeah.
I can only take the bungalow as an example. I really hope the guys, there's Alan and Tommy, who have put their heart and soul into this.
Yeah. It really is a bit of an iconic kind of music venue for Paisley now, isn't it? It really is. It's fantastic.
I went there just before. I wouldn't say just before lockdown, but it was brilliant. I mean, I don't drink or anything like that. To go there as a music and entertainment venue, fantastic. Just what a night. And Tommy and Alan were, even in that, the midst of all those people, were still the perfect hosts.
Yeah.
They were there, greeting people and saying hello, and so you felt as if you were part of that small community became.
Definitely.
It's brilliant. Where else can you go? But can you go to Glasgow and get that? No, of course you can.
So I think there's that. I think that is so true about Paisley, isn't it? Like you feel you're walking into at times people's homes. A sense of kind of community.
Yeah.
There's so many great things I think still ahead for the town. If people want to find out more about Paisley, Paisley on the web or join the Facebook page, how would they go about finding out more, Brian?
So it's simply if they don't have to use Google. I mean, if they use Google and search Paisley, they'll find. And this is not just promoting myself. They'll find paisley.org.uk or Paisley is. Paisley is the council's version, which is a bit more obviously different to mine, and mine is more community orientated. I have the Facebook page, which is just facebook.com/Paisley Scotland. Very easy.
So if anyone's listening to this and that they've maybe watching that they've not kind of joined that group, then just want to encourage you to get on there. It's a great way just to connect with other people in the town and just get a sense of what's happening right across the town, from schools, hospitals, the whole thing. It's really fantastic. Brian, we just really appreciate everything you do.
Thank you very much, Calum. I appreciate the time. And I just, just to finish, as I was saying earlier in Calum, I hope that people hit the ground running. Now we are not going to be able to hit the ground running because we are now starting to open.
Yeah.
But we can come together, as we're doing right now, online, start really bumming Paisley up to be the place it can aspire to be.
Absolutely, I absolutely agree. So we're needing to aim for that, aiming for the future. And Brian, just really thanks for your time. You're very well appreciated in the community. So thanks again for all of that.
I appreciate your time as well, Calum, and hello to everybody at Elam. So